Welcome to the MNmaxed Podcast, a place for adventurers and friends. You join us as we delve deeper into the Fall of Plaguestone and Pathfinder Second Edition. A recap of Session 20. After defeating the water elementals, we shortly find another room with some alchemical drudge things. They vomit elements and it's gross, but they go down without too much trouble. As we investigate the room, we all pretty much decide we're over this whole Vilry situation. We go down a set of stairs and find another room with more alchemical shit, imagine that, and a boiling cauldron. Next we find a balcony overlooking a pit that is sort of a prison or cage thing, and inside we find a creature.
I bet you it's going to be adorable. Oh, goodness gracious. That is
so adorable.
That is an 8-armed beast with its mouth ascending to its waist.
Yes, its mouth is sideways and starts at the top of its head and goes down to its abdomen. And it looks like its intestines are pouring out of it.
That looks like a Cthulhu horror type thing.
Yeah, that is a Lovecraftian monstrosity right there.
Greetings, creature.
And it turns and looks up at you, and it kind of like does this weird moaning.
Oh, I speak horror, and that means kill me.
Really, I interpreted it as I'm gonna fucking kill you.
And,
no, really, it's just sad and in pain, and it wants to die. It's not even gonna fight back.
It won't even fight back. It was a sound that kind of like started off as kind of a curious. Oh, it almost maybe sounded curious in its own way. But as soon as it gets a good look at you, it comes over to the balcony, the edge of the balcony.
It definitely can't get up here, right? It's a prison, right?
It just leaps out.
I did tell you that there were no railings on this balcony, right?
This is a terribly
what good is this prison? Yeah, like what the fuck?
The worst prison in the world.
This
Really
whole time it
shitty
could have just walked up here.
It can't walk up to you. I'll tell you that much. But it does jump for you.
God, that thing's got like a scorpion tail on one of its arms.
It is a
that?
horrendous monster.
That thing is hideous.
It also has several feet and legs.
Whoever designed that was having a bad day.
It's gonna try. It's obviously trying to climb up the side of the wall, and it's making horrifying, angry noises as it tries to climb the wall.
Does it seem aggressive?
It's extremely aggressive.
I tell it to stop.
Hey, knock it off.
If it gets a claw up, I like stomp on it to try to knock it down.
Oh, it's gonna reach for you.
As Varnak walks up to get a closer look as well, it starts actually climbing the wall, and it gets a couple of its hands on the edge of the balcony.
And I stomp on them.
Okay. What do you guys want to do right now?
I mean, are we in initiative or?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to cast something that moves it, like a hydraulic push, or maybe if I really want to get fun, grease on its hands.
Okay, there you go. Vorn, can you give me a perception check?
29.
You hear a sound coming kind of from underneath the cauldron where the fire is. Like you hear the crackling of the fire and everything. But then you start hearing
a chittering.
And you look, and you kind of you double take, and you look under the cauldron. You kind of lean down a little bit, and
it's like
oh my
a
God,
flaming rat.
That's a flaming rat heating in that boiling cauldron. Now we're gonna go into initiative.
Vorn got a 27 initiative.
Vorn's first. Okay, who's next?
23.
Varnak gets a 16.
Okay, and then that must leave.
Yeah, Plum at 11.
Plum with 11. We are going to start actually at the top of the order with Vorn. Storm, you're up, bud.
Vorn will move closer to the giant thing in the pit, or down below.
Okay.
And second and third action, he will use his focus spell Tempest Surge on it.
Okay, so the large aberration gets a 22 on its reflex save.
So it did succeed.
Okay.
It'll take half damage.
Half damage, all right.
Roll decent on the damage. Rolled 18.
Wow, nice rolls. Then after Vorn Storm goes, the large aberration is going to continue its climb here. and it's going to use an action to come up, and then a second action to try to grab Varnak.
How many feet down from the balcony?
Probably about 12.
Terrible prison.
I will point out for the people at home, it's not like it's just this big open pit. There are 3 prison cells, complete with doors. This just overlooks those cells. And the creature, who I'm just going to go ahead and say it, otherwise the name's not going to get brought up, is called the Amalgam. The Amalgam is kind of just in here. It uses an action to reach up and grab Varnak. We're going to do a trip here. It's going to be a trip attempt.
Oh, so against my reflex DC.
Correct. You get a 19.
Yeah, that'll do it.
19 trips you? Okay.
Yeah, my reflex DC is 18.
Okay, so Varnak falls prone. See, what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for a very specific sort of action. I want to make this as legal as I possibly can. And shove obviously doesn't work. Is it going to be like, I almost want to like append the shove action as a pull, because there's no pull action. This is not an official action, but I feel like I'm just going to amend shove to work for a pull here. I believe it also has the attack trait, so same as trip. So trip has the attack trait, and so does shove. So this is going to be at a -5. It's going to be a 13.
It doesn't, yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay. It doesn't lose its handholds on where it's at as far as climbing this wall here is concerned, but it does not get a good grip on you. So that's going to be all 3 of its turns. That's going to lead us over to Daru. Daru, you're up.
Alright, well, I'm just going to assume that this thing's not going to get up, and I'm going to go fight Fire Rat.
Fire Rat, nice.
You handle that, we'll handle the big guy.
Now, real quick, as you get close to Fire Rat does actually have an aura of smoke. It is kind of concealed within the smoke aura, but if you enter within 5 feet around it, if you're adjacent to it, you have to give me a fortitude save.
Heck yeah. 26.
26 is more than enough for this. So you are not sickened. However, the rat is concealed from you. I'm assuming you want to attack it. It seems
Hell yeah, dude.
sense.
I'm gonna baseball bat this thing to the next round.
Wham. Okay, you must succeed a DC 5 flat check when targeting with an attack.
How about a 20?
That does it.
Jeez, what a
Too bad that wasn't your attack. All right, go ahead then. With
I can always do it again.
Oh, 19. Not too far off.
29 on the small rat.
That might still be a crit.
The fucking right. It is still a crit.
Okay. Well, this is with my magical bludgeoning great club of nothing.
Absolutely.
How about 22 damage?
Oh, dude, you just smashed this thing. It's not dead, but you take it down. It's bloodied now with just one wham, and a bunch of smoke kind of like plumes outwards because you put so much downward force onto it, and it squeals in pain.
Aww. Do I need a second concealment check if I want to swing at it again?
If you want to swing at it again, yes.
16.
Your dice are hot. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead and try to hit it again.
13.
13 misses.
I end my turn.
All right. Then if that is the case, the small elemental rat, the small fire rat, which is called the Cinder Rat, is definitely going to bite Daru, without a doubt. Let's bite this Daru. 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Jesus.
Daru. The rat comes over to you and bites into your ankle, and it sinks in deep. You take 10 points of damage.
If this thing were an elemental, would it be a cinder elemental?
Ha 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 ha.
No.
Daru, you're also going to be taking 4 points of persistent fire damage at the end of your turn. You don't take actions to put it out.
Okay.
All right? And he's going to just do it a second time because, yeah, all right, why not?
He can sure try.
He sure will. Gets a 17 to hit.
That's gonna be a miss.
Well, because it's a rat and it's concerned with you, it's going to swing for it and bite at you for a third time. And get a 15 to hit.
Even worse. No.
That's bad. Alright, well then the Cinder Rat is done. It is now Varnak's turn.
Alright, so this thing's like got like at least its arms up over the edge kind of thing here.
Think of it like it doesn't have elbows, so I can't like say it's got its elbows up on the ledge, but it essentially does. A good chunk of its arms are pulling its weight upward, and it looks like it can get up soon, unless something's done about that.
I'm going to stand up. That's going to be my first action. Second action will be to designate this thing as my hunt prey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm actually going to step back away from it with my third action.
Got it.
I don't want to be right next to it. Let it pull me down into there.
Then after Varnak backs away a little bit, Plum, it is your turn. You are in between two situations here. One's a big, scary, multi-armed, big, mouthy situation, and the other one's an on-fire rat.
Yeah. So, do I have like a line of sight onto this guy?
The amalgam?
The big guy?
Its head's like popping up over top of the ledge of the balcony here. So yes.
I'm just gonna try and piss him off. And use hydraulic push.
Alright. Well, here's hoping
make sure
for a successful push.
Do it correctly. Gonna make a spell attack on this bitch. Here it comes. I get a 27 to hit.
Shit, buddy, that does it. You hit, but it is not a critical hit.
Not a critical. That's alright. I'll take it. So on the 3d6 damage, I roll a 9.
Alright, 9
And
damage.
He is knocked back 5 feet.
So, the amalgam getting hit in the face with a column of water.
Finally.
And it falls backwards and hits the ground. And you think it might have taken a little damage from that.
I laugh
fall
at
too.
it. I laugh.
Falling damage is half the distance fallen.
Correct.
And for my third action, I do a little shimmy shimmy victory dance.
Oh, shit. Then that's going to be the end of round 1. We're going back up to the top of the order with Vorn.
Well, I think Daru can handle that rat, so I'm going to help with the amalgam.
Okay.
I'm going to try to Tempest Surge him again.
Well,
He's
you
gonna
probably
make
can't see him anymore.
Oh, he's got a good point. I'll let you keep what he rolled, but you're going to have to move to see him.
Where do I move?
Where
I'm
were
already
you?
I'm on the edge.
Is that where you were?
That's not where you were.
Oh.
I was right here,
Oh, you were in the middle. Oh, so yeah, go ahead.
so I did move myself over.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, from where you are there, you can actually see him. So then the amalgam gets a 12 on its reflex save.
Okay,
And I'm assuming that fails.
that does fail.
Does it critically fail?
No, my save's 19. And for damage, I rolled 2 1s. Minimum damage.
You can snake eyes on 2d12.
But he does take 2 persistent damage.
Okay, at the end of his turn.
And he is clumsy 2 for the next round.
Clumsy 2. That is a big deal. So then after Vorn, it is, in fact, the Amalgam's turn next. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to spend its first action to stand up. It's going to use its second action to attempt to climb the balcony again. And it is currently clumsy 2, which means it is going to take a penalty on this check. Dexterity-based. Athletics is strength-based. Never mind. The amalgam goes to climb the side of the wall again, gets some of its hands up, but it's definitely not pulling itself up any farther than it was. And he's going to try to climb one more time here. This time, he's kind of like in a frenzy. He's just frantic and angry at you and looking to get up here. And a bunch of his hands get purchase, and it scrabbles up, and it ends up on the balcony, prone. And that's where it ends its turn. And at the end of its turn, it is now down to clumsy 1, and then it takes persistent electricity damage. How much damage?
2.
Daru. You're standing in front of the rat, and
will
you're surrounded in smoke.
attempt a concealment check to get it.
10 on the dice, I see. Makes the concealment. Go ahead and attack.
23.
23 hits.
13 damage.
And you bring the club down and just smash. Another time, it squeaks a little bit more. I think you might have heard a crack that time. It's not looking good.
A 20 for the concealment check.
And your second attack, that overcomes.
That is so unlucky. Oh my god.
This is stupid.
No 1
Critical.
on the attack.
Critical miss
my-
on that one. Second attack.
Third attempt. Do I just have like a patch of fire on me somewhere, or am I like engulfed in flames?
You're not engulfed in flames. I'd imagine it's like your leg is starting on fire because of the thing
Try
that
to
you.
pat it out the best I can.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that you have to make a DC 13 flat check since you used action to improve the possibility.
Yeah, because assisted recovery, the GM decides how your help works using its following guidelines, like reduce DC of the flat check to 10 for particularly appropriate type of help, such as dousing you in water to put out flames.
Yeah, this isn't that drastic,
Right.
so we're just going to say that you have to beat a DC 13. What'd you get?
11.
Bastard.
I'm going to keep that persistent damage. In fact, you're going to take 4 of it now. And we're going to get over, now it's back down to the Cinder Rat's turn. Cinder Rat is going to go ahead and start making jaw attacks on Daru. Daru does a 16 hit.
No.
Second attack against you is going to be a 10.
No.
Which I see is also on this. And the third attack is...
Rat's getting a little wild with his swings towards his death.
Rolls
Alright,
a one.
he dies.
He
Rolls
dead-
a
he's
1
dead.
on the
He's
dice.
just dead. Yeah, he's dead.
He just dies.
Bites his own tail.
So the between the amalgam making all the noise that it's making and the rat and the squeaking and the flame sound, nobody noticed that in the pits, or now crawling out of the pits, are 2 alchemical drudges.
Oh, good. Good.
The first action for alchemical drudge, that's the closest pit to Daru and the Cinder Rat, is going to use its first action to get adjacent to Daru.
It climbed out and moved that far in one action? Or it had been climbing out this whole time and we just didn't notice?
Oh, this is the second round. It had spent the entirety of the first round climbing out.
Got it.
Yep. Right. So he moves 20 feet over to where Daru is and swings back, or pulls back and swings a fist at Daru. Little crackles of electric energy around its fist. Does a 16 hit.
Nah, man.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. Then he's going to pull back and he's going to swing again and gets a 7 to hit. God, rolling like garbage, boys. All right, so then the second alchemical drudge, which is in a pit farther away, spends its first action, moving 20 feet. And its second action, moving 10 feet to flank Daru.
Oh no! What does that mean?
You are flat-footed, good sir, which means you're
Shite.
going to take a -2 on your AC against this singular fist attack.
I'm about to whirlwind attack. Just gained it.
This one, as it winds its fist back and swings at you, it is covered in flames. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
All right, then you're going to take first 8 points of bludgeoning damage, and then an additional 5 fire damage. And then that's its turn, which is going to bring us over to Varnak. Varnak, you hear some scuttles and things behind you, and you notice that Daru is now in combat with 3 things, 2 drudges and a cinder rat.
Ain't no thing.
There's so much stuff going on right now, I'm not sure which way to go. Because what I'm thinking about doing, if it works, won't actually do any damage, but it'll get this thing off our back for a little bit. But if it fails, then I will have essentially done nothing for the round.
Fantastic.
I'm going to move 5 feet up next to the amalgam, and I'm going to attempt to shove him off the edge.
Oh, then let's go ahead and let's see the shove.
So this is my athletics check against his fortitude DC.
Correct.
I roll a 17 for a total of 26.
Ooh, good fucking roll, buddy. That's a success. So you're going to push him 5 feet back. but he is currently right on the edge of this balcony. You're going to push him back, and he's going to go right into the prison cell, the bars that are there, and slam its back into it. It makes a loud clang sound that echoes and reverberates throughout the chamber, and he falls down to the floor once more.
I don't mean to be a Swanee about this, but wouldn't he get the grab a ledge reaction?
I love you, bud. Thanks. Yeah, he absolutely does get that reaction. He's going to attempt to what's called arrest a fall.
Yeah, I learned about that.
Oh,
editing and listening to All on the Table.
there you go. It's actually,
Okay. You said it has a requirement of a fly speed, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been saying arrest a fall, but it's actually grab an edge. Sorry.
Grab an edge.
Grab an edge, not arrest a fall. So he's going to make a reflex save. He gets a 27, and he grabs the edge. Now, the way I'm going to play this is that you got at home you can't see this, but between the edge of the balcony and the beginning of the cells, the prison cells that are in the room, about 5 feet in between there. So it's dangling in between the two areas right now.
Well, hopefully I at least slowed him down. He'll have to climb back up.
Yeah, I'll have to climb back up.
I have a third action, but nothing to really do with it right now, so...
Real quick, before we move on from your successful shove, in the shove action, it says you must move the same distance in the same direction. So you got to move yourself 5 feet up.
Oh, do I? Okay. Well, in that case, then I will attack him with my third action.
I'm going to kind of chop down at him.
Perfect.
Yep, I will use my twin takedown.
Wait, don't you have to have a free hand for shove? You do. You have to have a hand free.
So I shove it, and then I'll quick draw my battle axe and attack with it.
Then go ahead and swing to attack, and I'm going to say it's flat-footed against this attack because it's currently climbing. And if you read the climb action, it says you're flat-footed unless you have a climb speed.
Oh, perfect.
It's even written in the rules.
Rules legit even.
This is my hunt prey, so I get the reduced penalty on this. So I've got it marked as flat-footed. Here we go. Oh, that was almost an 18. I got a 2 for a total of 8.
All right. No, that is absolutely not going to hit. The axe gets caught on the loop as you're taking it out, and it throws you off balance.
So that will be my turn.
Then after Varnak, it is Plum. Plum, the situation to your south has gotten exponentially worse.
Yes, but Daru is a badass.
You're goddamn right.
I was looking for Spencer's trademark. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can I see this monster? Would I be able to, the amalgam, would I be able to hit it with another hydraulic push from where I'm at? Or is it too far over the ledge?
No, now it's too far over the ledge. If you could, like,
I walk up to
push its fingers.
What are the dimensions of a large creature? Because it's only 12 feet of a balcony.
I know, but it's difficult for it to scrabble up it.
It has a very awkward body style.
And it has a very awkward body.
This is a chance for you to use your scalding hands or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't want to hit Spencer with it too.
I mean, you'd have to move, and you could hit 2 of the 3.
Or you could YOLO and
burn the fuck out of Daru, and he can heal himself.
Exactly. Just get Daru's shit.
I mean,
in.
I could
Wait,
do
but
that.
wait. So scald? Is it wet? Would it get rid of my
wet.
fire?
Oh, it probably would actually. That would definitely assist.
It deals bludgeoning damage, but it's water.
If it's water, you fucking spray me, dude.
Fuck it, you got it, man.
Hit me
I walk
with
up
the fire hose.
right
It's hot
behind-
water, but it's still gonna douse the flames that are on. Look, I have like 7 persistent fire damage right now. I don't want that.
I
They
only
snap?
I only flavor it as hot. It's probably not. It's because my thing is my element is water, so it deals bludgeoning damage and it's water.
I like to think of this particular spell as like a power washer on the wide setting.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cast burning, boiling hands, scalding hands, burning hands, water spray, car
washing
wash
hands
right now.
Car wash.
And I need a reflex save from the 2 drudges, the fire rat and a Daru.
Can we just call it the car wash spell from now on?
Going to the car wash, yeah.
I'm going to cast Car Wash.
The save is 19, by the way. Daru makes it on the nose.
Nice. Alchemical Drudge number 1 fails. Alchemical Drudge number 2 critically succeeds with a natural
Gross.
20 on the dice. And the Cinder Rat critically fails with a 1 on the dice.
Excellent. Okay, so let's see here. So it's a basic saving throw, which means on a critical success, they take nothing. On a critical failure, they take double. On a regular fail, they take just the regular damage.
You got it, bud.
It's fitting that the Cinder Rat takes double damage on the water spell.
Extremely fitting.
It is. So instead of D4s like we're used to from this spell, it's actually 2D6. So here they come. I get 6 flat average, so that's going to be 12 damage to the Cinder Rat, 3 damage to Daru, 6 damage to one of the alchemical drudges, and no damage to the other alchemical drudge. Wow, all 3 of them took a different amount
I
of
was going
damage.
to say, how is that possible? All 4 of them took
Or all 4 of them, excuse me.
different amounts of damage. You hit
'cause we
every single possibility there.
Yeah, you did. That's nuts.
1 on the die, 7 on the die, 13 on the die, and a 20 on the die. Kind of
All
impressive,
right.
actually. Then yes, the Gout of Water completely puts the Cinder Rat out, and it's not moving. The Cinder Rat is dead.
Excellent. And
The
Daru
other-
will get like an assist on undoing his being on fire.
I know
Correct.
that would just do it, wouldn't it? You douse it in water.
No, the
just
thing
called it a car wash.
The thing specifically called out being doused in water reduces it to like a 10.
Yeah, it'll
that
be
was-
easier, but
that is
it's
the
yeah.
example.
So that was half of that, right?
Yeah, you take 3.
Okay.
All right. With my final action, I do another little shimmy dance of success, and also say, "Sorry, Daru," and I'm done.
Plum's just
Dude, my
celebrating.
armor is nice and polished right now.
Feeling sexy. All right. Then after Plum, we're going to go to the top of round 3 with Vorn.
Vorn is going to heal Daru, first level, in the distance.
So 2 action heal then?
2 action heal.
All right.
He gets 15 back.
Daru, you feel this fount of energy return as some of your wounds begin to close.
And final action will just be to step away from where the big guy fell down, or is holding on.
Sounds
Thanks,
good.
guys. I feel the love.
I'll heal you from the distance.
After I get pulled into this pit.
I'm not going next to that. Then.
Speaking of the thing, it is the Amalgam's turn. And the Amalgam is still clumsy. He's clumsy 1. He's going to use his first action to reach up and trip Varnak again. So he's going to get a 25 versus your reflex DC. And with his second action is going to use my amended shove. This is technically the second attack in this round.
That is straight out of a horror movie. Like trip you and grab your ankle and drag you down. Ugh.
And that's exactly what it's going to attempt to do. This is going to be against your Fortitude DC here, Varnak, and it's going to be a 23.
Yeah,
That's
that'll
a
do it.
success.
I feel so bad that Swanee's gonna have a second character die in this.
It's that like horror movie thing where it's like you get knocked over and then just like all of a sudden you just like get ripped underneath
Exactly.
the
Like,
bed or
You leave
over
fingernail
the
marks
edge.
in the rocks.
Does he get a reaction to grab ledge?
Yeah, he does.
Ooh.
He does. Grab an edge reaction. If you have a reaction this round, I believe you do.
I have not used one, so that is what type of check?
That's a reflex save. It's
It's a
going to be
reflex save.
I'm actually going to make you the DC what it got for athletics to pull you down, which is a 23.
That doesn't seem fair.
No, you're right. It doesn't seem fair. How about this? Let's make it a 20 because it's his athletics DC. No, 25 is his athletics DC. That fucks you.
I will roll and see if it even makes a difference. So I get a 24, so it does.
It does make a difference. Actually, it's smack dab in the middle, for fuck's sake. 23 or 25. So
You said 23 first.
I did say 23 first.
Because it says grab an edge is the climb DC.
Right.
So would that be the climb DC of the edge?
That's the thing, is that the climb DC on the wall has been 20, right? However, you're being like pulled down. I feel like this is more than just falling past an edge. So I think its athletics result makes sense. So 23 is what I'm going to say. This is house ruled. This isn't rules as written. This just makes sense to me.
So now we're both hanging out here holding an edge.
You're both hanging out holding onto an edge.
Sup, bruh?
Yeah, there you go.
Why you get us to like fight side by side, one-handed?
That is absolutely what I plan on doing.
It's cliffhanger. It's cliffhanger now. Stallone it up.
By the way, totally possible. You're just both flat-footed while you do it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this combat and what's about to come. I'm going to go ahead and say, because it still has an action, it has one action left.
It's not going to attack me.
It has a tail that you probably saw in the picture that it's going to lash at you with.
Since it hit a lot of things. This is at a -10 though.
It is at a -10 because both the trip and the shove, quote shove actions have the attack trait. Now, quick call out here, because you said it, it actually has an ability called Too Many Limbs. And I can't wait to use it. It's going to be great. So he's going to roll a 7 on the dice and get a 9.
Yeah, that'll miss.
All right, then its third action is done. It will first take how many persistent damage, Ted? 2 persistent. Okay, so it's going to take 2 persistent electricity damage, and it's going to attempt to remove the persistent damage with a 13 on the flak check. Won't do it, so he will continue taking that persistent damage. It also loses, or it's now the clumsy condition is gone, because that's been reduced now, which is going to lead us over to the I don't know.
Vigilant.
The ever adjective Daru.
All right, so I got a dead rat and some wet dredges next to me, huh?
Correct. Yes, you're being flanked by 2 alchemical dredges. These are basically the same things you fought upstairs in the main laboratory.
Well, no concealment involved, correct? The smoke has dissipated?
The smoke has dissipated, no concealment involved. You got it.
All right.
Well,
I'm going to go on number 2 here to the east of me. 26.
26 hits.
11 damage.
Hot damn. Big hit from Daru and his brand spanking new great club.
I'll try this again. 7.
That's going to miss.
All right, I will lay on hands myself. Healing for 12, bringing me down to only 3 damage. And then attempt the save on the fire while being doused in water. We'll see how it goes here. The last time it was a 13 with me patting it down. I got a 14 this time with the water assist.
Then you are no longer taking the persistent fire damage after you take your last 4 persistent fire damage.
Oh, I do take some anyways.
Yeah,
Okay.
you take it, and then afterwards, now it's gone from here on. So, it is the alchemical drudge's turn. This is going to be interesting. They're both going to do that thing that they did upstairs, where they retch up an alchemical slurry with their corresponding elements. So there's going to be like this very bright blue electrified concoction that the one to the left of you is going to vomit into your square, and the other one is going to vomit a bright red fiery mixture into your square. I need 2 reflex saves.
14 and a 26.
What was the first one again?
14.
So the 14, you are going to fail, and then with that, you're going to take 7 points of electricity damage. On the second one, you succeed, so you're going to take half of this fire damage.
That is a natural 20 on
That was
there?
a natural 20, you're right, so that's a critical success. You won't take any damage from that one.
Beautiful.
You're welcome, Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That takes 2 actions from each of them. We're going to say a single strike action from each of them here as well. So first fist against you, going to get a 20 to hit.
Spot on.
The second fist against you is going to get a 19
Not
to
spot
hit.
on.
So the 19 misses. You're going to take...
We're going to go the other way real quick. You are flat-footed.
Hot damn, you're
Spot
gonna
on.
You're going to take the damage on both of them. Thank you. All right, so then from the first punch, you're going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage and an additional 1 point of electricity damage. And the second fist is going to deal you 10 damage and then an additional 4 fire damage. And then that is the alchemical drudge's turns. Varnak, you're up.
So, yeah, I think we're gonna do a little ledge battle here.
Yeah.
At least to start with, I am going to swing at him with my battle axe.
Okay.
He is flat-footed.
Correct.
I roll another 2. God.
Phenomenal. As you're kind of like swinging back and forth, your body's thudding against the solid wall of the balcony that's there. You swing wildly with your battle axe and miss.
I will try again. Why not?
All right. Second swing.
It's a 13 on a die for a total of 19.
19 does hit because it's flat-footed.
He will take max damage 12.
12 points as you swing into it. You get good. You use that momentum of you kind of going back and forth here after the fall, and you dig right into where you assume its kidney would be if it were human, and it bites
Not
deep.
really sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
And then I will use my third action to attempt to climb up.
Okay, go ahead and give me your athletics check. Athletics to climb.
It's a 22.
Get a 22, so you're going to be up on the edge there. All right, then after Varnak, Plum, it's your turn.
I am going to move 10 feet to be right on top of the balcony next to Varnak, looking down at Horror Monster.
It's dangling from the edge, so it's like its hands are at your feet.
I know. I'm going to go toodaloo and wiggle my fingers and launch another hydraulic push right in its face.
Damn, getting cocky too. Okay, let's see that spell attack roll. It's flat-footed.
I get a 15. I may action point that.
Okay, even flat-footed, that does not hit.
All right, I will action point it. I rolled a 6.
All right, Plum.
Let's try again. I rolled a 1.
Ouch.
Well, I fail, and I miss.
And you had the quip with it and everything.
Well, sometimes things just don't go to plan. You have to improvise.
As the hydraulic push.
How do I miss when it's literally right in front of me? That should be like a coup de grace. Just an automatic hit.
It kind of laughs at you. Of what
Does
you
it, though?
Which you could, you could interpret it into being a laugh. It sounds more like.
Bitch, you heavy damaged. You go fuck off. I am done with my turn.
Then after Plum, we're going to go to the top of what is now round 4 with Vorn.
Vorn will take his first action to move closer to Daru, and then he will battle medicine Daru.
Battle medicine on Daru. All right, let's see the roll. You're going to raise the DC to 32. I'm just kidding.
I'm not, and I am going to critically succeed.
Fantastic. That's 48, correct?
Correct.
Decent rolls, too.
Let's say decent roll, 20.
Above average there. To Daru, take 20 back.
I'll take it.
And then third action to step back away from him.
Step, heel, step.
I'll continue to tank.
All right. Then after Vorn, it is the Amalgam's turn. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to make an attack with its tail against Plum. Plum, does a 21 hit you?
It does.
Absolutely does. His tail has the trip trait with it. Plum,
Yes.
you are going to take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
It's going to use its second action to trip you, so you are now prone.
Yep.
And it's going to use its third action to pull you down.
It's going to take a -5 on this bitch.
It is. Does a 27 beat your fortitude DC?
Yeah.
I know it does.
Are you sure it's 27 and
Yeah.
not 22?
No. Is it a crit?
It would critically succeed against my fortitude DC.
At a 27?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's going to critically succeed on this. Now, the way that shove is worded, it's the critical success is 10 feet. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me here, obviously. You can stride after it, but you must move the same distance in the same direction. A little bit different here. So what I'm going to say happens is that you absolutely get pulled down into the pit. You can attempt to...
Try grab an edge.
Yep, I was going to say you can attempt to grab an edge, so go ahead and do that.
And that's an athletics check?
That is a reflex save, actually.
Oh, that's good. My reflex save is much better.
And this is going to be difficult because he got a 27 on his pull.
We'll see. Yeah, I get a 12.
That's
I'm
not
afraid
gonna
that's
do
going
it.
to fail.
Plum falls to the prison pit floor.
Do I take falling damage?
You do. You're going to take 6 points of falling damage.
All right.
And that's going to bring us down to Daru. On the other side of the room here, fighting 2 drudges. What's up, dude?
Alright, well, I'm gonna step north towards Vorn here to get out of the fiery electric pool I'm standing in.
Good call.
I will swing my great club on number 2, getting a 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
12 damage.
12 damage is a big hit. I'm trying to think if you were to take a bat and smash a lump of clay with it and you'd leave a big old impression of the bat into it. It's absolutely what you see here. It's all
Well,
deformed.
attempt it again with a 24.
24 absolutely hits.
I'll rip off its alchemical head with a 14 damage.
14 damage kills it. It is in chunks of loose clay on the ground.
Alright, that's it.
After you go, it is the alchemical drudge that remains alive's turn. He is going to vomit on you again. Give me a reflex save. 24 succeeds, so you will take half of this damage. This is electric damage.
Woogie, 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 woogie.
You'll take 1 point, because those d6 sucked. Well, it's going to use its third action to punch Daru and get a 25,
Ow!
which hits. You're going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage and an additional 6 points of electricity damage.
Alright.
And then after that drudge, it is now Varnak's turn. Varnak, you're looking at a gruesome scene in front of you. The amalgam is looking down hungrily at Plum.
But he is still hanging on the wall.
For the moment, yes.
Well, I will attack him. I've got the high ground. I'll take my battle axe and take a chop down on top of him. Hope for something other than a 2. I get a 12, so a total of 21.
21 hits.
We will deal him 10 damage.
All right, that's a big hit.
And now I will use Quick Draw to draw my hammer and attack him with it. That'll be a 19 on the die for a 26 total. Which
26 does in fact hit.
We'll deal him another 7 damage.
7 damage. This thing's looking pretty bad right now.
And now for funsies, we will use Twin Takedown. The odds of this working, probably pretty slim, but we're going to go for it anyways.
That's why we roll dice.
That's going to be a 10 on the first attack.
Battle axe will miss.
And on my essentially fourth attack, that's going to be a 9.
9's gonna miss as well.
That is my turn.
All right. Then after Varnak, it is now Plum. You're prone on the ground next to this horrific monster that's dangling from the balcony, and it stares at you hungrily.
I'm certain it does. First thing we'll do is so I looked this up. What a bandolier does is allow you to draw an item as part of the action it takes to use it. So with one action, I can draw and take my potion from my bandolier. So
Fantastic.
that is what I do. That is going to be a D8. I roll my D8. I roll a 6, so that could be worse.
There you go. Good. That's a good roll. Plum quickly pulls the stopper off the potion and quaffs it.
And
Nice.
then I look from the ground up at this guy hanging above me, and he just lets out a scream. He's thinking he's about to get eaten by this thing. Just a scream of rage and fear as he launches his most powerful spell, which will be an acid arrow.
All right. Sweet. Let's see it. It's a spell attack roll, correct?
It is a spell attack roll.
And it is still currently dangling, so it's flat-footed.
I roll a 20.
Oh, Plum comes through.
That is going to be a critical hit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What's the critical success for acid arrow, David?
Let me look that up. I didn't expect it to get a critical.
That's usually how we find these things out. Oh, I didn't expect that.
On a critical hit, double the initial damage, but not the persistent damage. So we will double the damage I deal him here. That means it's going to be 6d8.
Hot damn. Look at all those dice.
That's going to be 26 damage.
So as the amalgam pulls Plum down into the prison pit and flings the little halfling to the floor, it drops off of the ledge and turns, and Plum, just screaming in fear and primal rage, points his acid arrow, and it goes right down the gullet, which is kind of the chest of the amalgam, and it falls dead.
Plum is still screaming.
Trying to figure out what kind of sound this thing makes when it falls and dies.
Splat.
Yeah, splat.
Splat.
And then sizzle because of the acid arrow.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
continues to eat at him.
Which continues to eat at it, yes.
Well done.
Dead things can't make their flat check.
It's true. They cannot.
I am done.
All right.
I hear Plum still screaming like, I think it's dead, Plum. You can stop screaming now.
Fantastic.
All right, I'm done.
We're coming up to the top of round 5 here. Vorn, you are up.
Vorn will do something.
Good.
He'll produce flame. Throw it at. Wait, what? Oh,
This is the electric one.
Yep, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
So I threw a little fireball. Get a 21 to hit.
21 hits. And this is against the last living alchemical drudge in the room.
Ooh, almost max damage. 11 fire damage.
All right. That blackens a good chunk of it, and some thin tendril of smoke rises from its clay body. But it is not dead.
For my third action, I was tempted to heal Daru, but Spencer, you're gonna be fine for another round, right?
Oh, this thing's dead by the end of my round, bro. We're good.
Okay.
Good.
I do nothing for my third action.
Okay, sounds good. Then after Vorn, it is Daru's turn.
And here's to him saying he was going to be good. We'll see. I'll get a 20 to hit,
20 hits.
and I kill it with the 14.
You actually kill it exactly with a 14 as it gets clobbered into the ground, and it's just a mush of alchemical clay.
Hey, how you guys doing with that big thing? I assume Plum's dead.
It's dead. Don't worry about Plum. He's just screaming at the bottom of the pit.
I'm gonna run this way and remove the bolt on the door to release Plum from his prison.
I like crawl backwards, like on my back, like pushing myself away from it.
It's twitching a little bit.
I continue to call down, it's okay, Plum. Help is on the way.
Well, congratulations, guys. Everything went really well there.
I think we handled that amalgam very well.
I think
That's
you did
true.
too.
Actually, it went pretty well.
You handled the amalgam very well.
That was a good party split.
It was. It was. That actually worked out.
Well, Vorn's staying in the middle, healing whoever needs to get healed and dealing damage too, and
Daru tanking the mobs.
Daru's tanking the multi-mobs, and
We just kept knocking the other thing down.
I'm gonna treat wounds on Daru.
Sounds good. So we're going to go 10 minutes on treat wounds. Daru, while you're having your wounds treated, are you praying? Do you need to regain focus? Is that even
Heck
necessary?
yeah, I'm gonna pray some.
All right. Daru
She
prays.
just helped me take out a rat.
Thanks, Desna.
You
All right,
beautiful
then that
butterfly.
leaves Plum and Varnak for the next 10 minutes. What are you two doing?
Varnak's searching this room up here while they're doing that. He gets an 18 on perception.
So there's a couple of different things that draw your attention in this room. Obviously, the decomposing, and from what Daru and Vorn were telling you, molding black corpse with the wispy green mist coming that's around it draws your attention a lot. But there's a lot of stuff on the shelves here, a lot of paperwork, a lot of books. The main table in the middle has a formula book and some implements here, and there's a formula book here that's open, Aside from that, then there's the cauldron that was bubbling.
I'm assuming, like you said, it's a formula book and not like a journal.
You can see what looks like formulas. It's hard for you to say because you're not an alchemist.
Yeah.
But
Like, what the hell is this?
sure, looks like it could be.
Like, it doesn't have any notes on his experiments or anything like that on the table, or
Kind of take a closer look at the book.
yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe some pages are notes, some pages are formulae. I don't know.
I think it's formulae.
Yeah.
As you pick up the formula book, a piece of parchment falls out. It was tucked into the formula book.
Oh.
It bears a simple diagram of a round, flat-topped rock with a depression on the top. The diagram depicts a procedure for using acid to create a reservoir in whatever this diagram is. There's also one note next to the illustration reading, "Mother's ring will be the key."
Does this depressed thing look like the Plaguestone stone?
It absolutely does.
So they're gonna do something with acid and Silwyn? Is that what's the mother's name?
Silwith.
Silwith.
Mother's
And
ring will be the key.
Silwith's ring.
Also, the diagram kind of gives you the idea that the acid is being used to make a reservoir of some kind within the stone, within whatever the plague stone.
I show somebody smarter than me.
Who's smarter than Varnak?
Probably most of them. Not that he's dumb, he just has just a 10 intelligence. Someone that might have a skill that might mean something with this. Probably Vorn.
Crafting check.
Crafting check it is.
Just like I've been rolling all night, I got a 12 on my crafting check. I probably don't know shit.
Well, Vorn, you take the formula book from Varnak's hands, and you kind of look at it.
Vorn don't read well.
You don't know what this is. You don't know what it could be. You think maybe if you took 10 minutes to study the formula book that you might be able to figure something out, but...
He'll study it for 10 minutes.
Okay. There's some alchemical reagents that are on this central table as well. It almost looks like they're in the middle of working, and they left it. Cauldron that was bubbling is starting to die down. It's not bubbling any longer because the rat's not under it, fueling it. While Vorn's looking it over, Varnak, anything else you want to do?
No, looks like Daria's already kind of doing it. Checking
Okay.
out just those pits, make sure there's nothing else in there.
Yeah.
Like that middle pit didn't sound like anything came out of that one, so
That's
sounds
true.
probably more interesting than any the other ones. Like, is something down there?
No, Daru, the two pits that the alchemical drudges came out of have cleaning utensils down there, actually. And the one in the middle looks like it might be a little, like, it's dirty. It has some, like, blood in it and maybe what could be entrails.
Nice.
So they were cleaning up like experiments that had been destroyed or failed or something, maybe.
It looks like this could be some sort of experiment pit, yeah.
I don't know. I think the amalgam was a failure, but I could be wrong.
I guess that all just depends on perspective.
I guess, yeah, my next thing would be to go check down by the amalgam if there's anything in there.
Okay.
No,
Go ahead
because
and
it's
give me-
surprising how many video games you find loot inside jail cells. It's like,
Yeah.
there be nothing in the jail cells?
Why did I find 4 septums in this hay? Come on, guys.
Yeah. It's like, why did I find a healing potion in the jail?
So go ahead and give me a perception check for down in the pit.
Oh,
Fuck,
I see
Swanee.
absolutely fucking nothing.
I want to expose at you.
Do you mean expose?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Expose at
Because
you.
the other is entirely different.
Expose at you. I want to expose at you while exposing myself.
Your
Oh my
camera's
goodness.
right there, but
Hey, hold on. I got to stand up if you're going to get that view. Oh,
All right,
boy.
I will come down and
I'm
I
just
will
saying you
assist.
fully have the ability to do that if that's what you want to do. I'm not saying any of us want to see it.
Plum goes down to assist Varnak in looking there. He's finally kind of gotten a hold of himself. The jitters are fading. I roll a 20 on my perception check for a 26.
Are you okay with being in the same space as the twitching amalgam?
No, so I'm going to make it quick. My senses are heightened right now from all the adrenaline. That's going to be why I got a 26.
Okay. As you kind of go through, I mean, you don't sift through the cages a ton because the bedding is filled with a bunch of refuse from people who are being held here for what you assume were for experiments. As you're trying to avoid the amalgam, you're like avoiding looking at it, but around, you know how it has so many arms and hands.
Too many limbs.
It's got too many limbs. A small one that's up on the chest that doesn't even no elbow even. It looks like it's just like from the middle of your forearm down, holding a leather strap with a small pendant. It looks like a leather pendant of some kind.
I will tell Varnak that I see this and have him retrieve it because I don't want to.
I ain't touching it.
Varnak will retrieve it after he points it out and go, "Oh, I don't know how I missed that."
So you pull the pendant, and as you go to pull it away, the grip tightens on it reflexively for a moment, and you have to kind of pull it out of its cold dead hands. But it is a leather. It's like the craftsmanship is on it isn't professional quality, right? Like maybe a hobbyist did this, but it's a small leather pendant with embroidery with stitch work in it, and it actually looks like a female orc. It looks like Grey Tusk, if you remember who that is.
Yeah, I remember who Grey Tusk is.
Okay,
The scout orc.
correct.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
girlfriend.
My goodness, what a terrible thing it became. I'm going to take that pendant to see if I can try and find a way to return it to Grey Tusk at some point.
Does anybody want to check this room for magic?
I can. I'll detect magic throughout the room.
I guess I can too.
Okay. Detects magic radar. Ping, ping, goes off. There's no magic in this room. In either of the rooms, now that I'm thinking about it.
I say I'm going to check these double doors for traps.
You are going to search the doors.
I get a 19.
19. This door does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, I step aside and let somebody braver than I am open it.
Hey, look at that! I'm already there.
Daru.
I'll also double check it for traps since we kind of started doing that
Checking each other's work.
after I failed miserably on that one.
checking each other's work.
I get a 29 perception check. of the traps.
Jesus.
You did roll a 19 on the dice, but no, you do not find any traps either.
Okay.
Thumbs up all around.
Yeah. All right. Let's open
Do
these
this.
doors.
You guys swing open the double doors. There are stairs here, and they descend into a rough-hewn chamber, the far side of which looks like a natural cave. In the southeast corner, a passageway winds off into natural darkness. A sputtering torch is mounted next to the door. In the distance, you can hear the sound of rushing water.
Okay, is it pleasant and soothing?
The water?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. If you find
a
that sort
babbling
of thing pleasant, and I know it's not a babbling brook.
Are there actually people who don't find the sound of running water over stone pleasant and soothing?
Just makes me want to
Those
pee.
Yeah,
Those people are messed up.
Y'all suck. In this chamber, you actually see on the rock, there's some green veins of green rock in this chamber. Not in the cut part, but in the rough-hewn stone part.
Nature check to see if that's natural.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna join on that too.
Go ahead.
14 for Varnak.
28 for Vorn.
Varnak, you would assume that because it's veins in the stone, it must be natural. Vorn, you can see this, and you can't identify the rock. You're not a cave dweller generally, so you don't know exactly what kind of rock it is, but you know for sure it's supposed to be here.
I'll have you know, I have delved a few caves, my dad.
Oh, have you gone?
Oh, yeah.
have you-
Vorn has explored a few. I can't consider it. Never mind.
He has spelunked.
Vorn spelunked a time or two. Vorn, it's a green rock called Plaguestone.
Moving on.
I feel like that might be important.
I brought it up. It must be.
Does it have any properties? This stone,
Yeah, what do I know?
About the Plaguestone, It's really rare that it exists and that it's called Plaguestone. If you want to give me a crafting check.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if that's what you wanted. 20 on crafting.
Oh, that's right. While you were looking through the formula book, you noticed that there was some formula that had Plaguestone ground up as one of the ingredients. But you know, with what crafting knowledge that you have, that Plaguestone isn't used in any typical alchemist fire or acid flask or anything like that. It's not used in any of your typical formulas that you'd find in the market.
Do I have an idea of what it's worth? I don't know.
Because it's so rare, and because there's no apparent use for it in history. Historically, nobody's found like a use for it. No, not really.
As I say, I probably don't know what pricing is anyways. I lived in a fucking forest.
Yeah, that's a little beyond you.
But they did find some sort of
what's
use
money
for it now.
Yeah, what's money? What'd you say, Swanee? Sorry.
But it does appear that they've found a use for it in their
I mean,
notes.
an evil,
alchemy.
horrible alchemist has. I mean,
Yes,
That's what I mean. Is like now I'm a little worried.
that's exactly correct.
Can I take a minute or 10 minutes if I have to try to figure out what formula it was used for specifically?
Sure. Yeah, you could definitely do that. Just go pull up the formula book again and take a look through it.
We'll look for that specific ingredient. Yeah.
Yeah. If you go over to
sure.
it.
I'm not in a hurry. Daru, while he's doing that, you want to hit me up with a quick channel just to top me off, and then you can focus again, or not channel, but whatever it is.
A lay on hands, you say?
Yeah, that thing.
I would give you shit about only being down 5 hit points.
But it's so much.
Your max is so low.
I'm at hero point. My crafting check, I rolled a 2.
Oh.
Fuck my life.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to
Roll a
waste my
3.
time healing you, so I'm gonna make you drink
I give up.
an elixir of minor.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's gonna give. I'm sick of praying, really, is what it is. Like I've done it enough today.
The
That's nuts,
Redeemer,
like, dude,
the Redeemer is
fuck
sick
off.
of prey.
I give you 3.
Thanks, man.
Hey, everyone can be a little like frustrated. I mean, like you do something so much.
Everybody gets mad at God.
It happens. Vorn, you find the formula, but you're having a moment where you're like, God, I can't read her handwriting. It's just somebody else look at this, because it's something that starts with a V. There's 2 V's in it, but that's all you can pick up off of the handwriting.
Vivisection. It's the only word I can think of with 2 V's in it.
You can do recall knowledge untrained, right?
Yeah.
It's an untrained thing.
Yeah.
I can give it a shot. I can just like look at it. Get a 13. Ted's like, "Fuck you, dude."
And like that formula says Viridian vapor, but you can't read anything below it. It doesn't make any sense.
But Swanee knows Viridian usually means like acid or poison.
Viridian vapor.
And so vapor means they're probably weaponizing this stone to cause some sort of air toxin.
Yeah, it has this like alien green look to it, the stone itself.
Well, that's ominous. Let's keep going.
All right.
Because we kind of have to, because we know that she's making her plan today, so
Shit's going down.
I'm a little worried about how much we have left to do with our spellcasters using their spells up.
If you descend the stairs into the natural cavern, and if you were to continue on to your right as you descend the stairs, going south, is a tunnel.
Thanks for joining us here at the MNmaxed Podcast. We want to encourage you to follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, at MNmaxed. That's MNmaxed as always. Many of the sounds you hear in the MNmaxed Podcast are provided by Sirenscape. Check them out at Sirenscape.com. Join us again next week as we continue our adventures into the Fall of Plaguestone and Pathfinder Second Edition. Until then, we hope you have many great adventures of your own.
It's your turn.